Hi guys and welcome to learntocreategames.com. Today we will look at AI and creating a path. So let's get started. So first, what we have is a very simple environment. So by default we have a main camera and a directional light. So what we will do is create a very simple ground from a basic shape, which is a box, then resize it, rescale it on the X and Z axis to make it look like a ground. So again, create a brand new shape, cube. We will just rename it. So again, we can press Ctrl and Enter or right click plus rename. Then rename it ground. Then we're just going to rescale it on the X axis by 100 and the same on the Z axis. So again, it's done. The next thing we need to do is to create another 3D object that will be used as a target. In fact, we'll be using 4 of them. So again, 3D object cube. And then we're going to zoom in to using Shift plus F. We can zoom in on this object and we will rename it target 1. So again, if you press Shift and F, you will be able to zoom in on this object. What I will do next is just to create a brand new texture for this object. So again, a color so that it can be seen a bit easier. It's going to be easier to see it. So again, create a material called red. Change the albedo parameter to red, and then apply it to the box. So that's very simple again. Drag and drop it, and the box is red. Once we have done that, we can duplicate this box 3 times. So again, Apple D or Control D 3 times. By default, the 3, 4, and 2 will be appended to the new name. So again, target 2, target 3, and target 4. Once this is done, I'm just going to move these targets around so that basically they have different locations that our character will be able to see, that our character will be navigating from one to the other. So we have 4 different targets: target 1, target 2, target 3, and target 4. So once this is done, which is great, the next thing I need to do is to introduce a third-person controller. In fact, I just want an NPC. Okay, so again, as you can see, those boxes are far away from each other. So again, I have a folder called characters. In this folder, I've got another folder called third-person character and prefabs. So again, if we drag and drop the AI third-person controller, that will create an NPC. Again, I have this folder because I've imported a package called characters. Okay, so you can do the same if you haven't done so. So once this is done, my character is on the ground. So again, I'm going to press Shift plus F to make sure that this character is set up properly. So once I know that it's set up properly, what I need to do is set a target for this character. So again, what I need to do is to look at, you see, the target is empty at the moment. So again, I will take the target 1 and drag and drop it on this target, which means that my character should go towards this target. Now I'm going to play the scene, but it won't work straight away, and I will explain why later on. And the last thing, I suppose, before I do that, is to add a camera, because otherwise we won't see the character. So again, it's called multiple purpose camera rig, and this camera will basically follow a specific target. So again, I'm just drag and drop this NPC onto the target so the camera follows this particular target. So again, this camera was imported from the assets called cameras. Now I'm going to play the scene, it won't work straight away, and the reason for this is that I have not baked my nav mesh yet. So my navigation is not set up yet. So what I need to do is to select the ground and go to a window called navigation. Now I have it open there, but you can always access it using the menu windows and navigation. So when this is done, you just need to have the ground selected and click on navigation static and click bake. So what it will do is tell the NPC that it can use the ground to achieve, it can walk on the ground to achieve or to reach its target. So once this is done, you can see that the character is moving along. The next issue that I have is that I left the main camera. Okay, remember the main camera was there by default, so I just need to deactivate it. And now we should be pretty much ready to go. So at this stage, if I play the scene, we can see that my character will go toward the target number 1, and the camera will follow it accordingly. So this works pretty well. What I need to do now is to change the script that is associated to the actual NPC. It's called AI character control. This script basically will manage the target and also I suppose the target for the NPC. So what I will do is quite simple. I will create a counter, or yes, a counter. It will go from 1 to 4, and so that the character basically follows target 1, then target 2, then target 3. So again, I'm going to create a variable. So this variable will be called target rank. Okay, so I'm going to need to correct this B for an N later on. And this target rank will be incremented whenever I get very close to the current target. In other words, if I get very close to target 1, I will increase my rank by 1, and then I will need to look for target 2. And again, as I reach or I get close to target 2, I will increase my rank so that the NPC looks for target 3. So by default, or at the start if you prefer, target rank is 1. And then I'm going to use a function called distance. This function basically is used for calculating a distance between two objects or their transform, their position if you prefer. So again, in the update function, the first thing I will do is to set my target. So again, the target will be a GameObject.find. You might have seen this syntax before. This syntax helps to look for an object with a specific name. So again, I'm going to switch back to Unity to make sure that the name is target1 or target plus a number. So again, here I'm going to say that the target is target plus a number, which is the current rank. So again, at the start, it's going to be target 1, then target 2, then target 3, then target 4. Okay, so again, that's very simple. So here I will delete the target that I had initially for the targets just to show you that the script is actually working. So if I want to play my script now, I might just need to modify a small little detail on my script. We need to address the transform. Okay, so again, we look at the transform. So transform of the target that I'm looking at. So this should disappear very shortly. So again, if I play my scene right now, although the target field was not actually, I suppose, filled with the object from the hierarchy, you can see that using the script, I can set the target automatically. Okay, so again, here in a few seconds, you should see the camera following the character or the NPC who is evolving toward target 1. So this is working perfectly. So the next thing I need to do right now is to make sure that this target or the ranking of each target will increase based on the distance between the NPC and the current target. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a static function called a vector3.distance. So this function will calculate the distance between two transforms, so the transform of two different objects. So again, I'm looking at the current transform here, so the transform of my NPC. Okay, so transform.position, because the script is linked to the NPC, so I don't need to specify GameObject.transform. And then I'm looking at the current target. Okay, so again, the current target has been defined in the line above. And again, I'm looking for distance less than 1 meter, so 1.0. So if the distance between the character and the current target is less than 1, then we will increase the rank of the target. So we'll be looking at a target with a rank that is being increased by 1. So again, if we're at target 0, we're getting very close to target 0. Now we should go to target 1. So again, a few little mistakes to correct. So here again is target.transform. Okay, and once this is done, dot position. So look at two different positions. Okay, so transform position for the NPC and target the transform.position for the actual target. So again, if we look at Unity, now the console window is clear, and if I play the scene, you should see my character now going from target 1 to target 2 to target 3 to target 4. So again, a few seconds, and after a few seconds we should see the camera following the character that will evolve between these different targets. So target 1, target 2, target 3, and target 4. Okay, now we have an error here because we're increasing the ranking at the end, but there is no target 5. So what we need to check is that whenever my target rank is more than 4, which is the number of targets, then we just go back to 1. So if target rank is greater than 4, then target rank is equal to 1. This way, whenever I reach my last target, my NPC will go to the first target again. So again, if I play my scene, this error should be gone. And if I play my scene again, you should see again the character going in a circle. Well, actually, not really a circle. It will go from target 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and back to 1 again. So again, here we go, 1, target 2, target 3, and target 4. Okay, and back again to target 1. So this is working quite well, and again you can see that if I switch to the scene view, you should actually see that even if I move one of these targets, it should follow it properly. I will do that in the next stage of this demo. The next thing I want to do is just to show you, just that you don't take that you don't take my word for it, that the name of the target will be displayed in the console window. So again, I'm going to save this script. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm displaying the name of the current target in the console window. So if I save this script and again go back to Unity, you should see that in the console window we should see target 1, target 2, target 3 and target 4. So again, if I play the scene, it's going to take a few seconds. So if I play the scene, again my character will go from target 1 to target 2 to target 3 to target 4 and back to 1 again. You can see it in the console window. And what I'm doing here in the scene view, I'm just moving the last target just to show you that it is actually following this particular target. Okay, so that is working. Well, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and again, if you want to learn more about Unity, please check the website learntocreategames.com. See you. Bye.